TGI Fridays, baby. Let me get the groups in. Hope everybody's having a terrific Friday, man. Hope everybody's enjoying their Friday, man. Enjoy your Fridays, the weekend. Especially for the working individuals. Not the ones who don't work. The ones who don't work, Fridays every day for them. You know what I mean? But the ones who do work, enjoy your Fridays, man. Fridays are lovely, man. Extra the building. What up, baby? Another one, baby. You know, baby. Stay seated up. We got King Felix, Sportsbook Jeff. Felix going to cover the baseball. Jeff's going to cover the NBA playoffs. We're going to give series prices and all that, man. Let me let everybody touch up, man. Raul! Will right in the building, baby. Kirby Puckett. You know I know, baby. I played with you, so you know I know. All right, we got Rob Cruz in the building. Rob, it's a pleasure to have you, man. You're an old school LES sports guy. I really wanted you on board, dog. Word up, man. Shout out to everybody, man. You know what I mean? LES to the death. Las Vegas, the world. We're going to give you another show. Al York Sports, the raw truth. I'm just shouting everybody out before I get it popping. Yes, X, we're going to touch up on the Spence fight. Me and Felix going to touch up on that. Let me make sure I write that down also. Just so that we don't forget. Okay, so we got a long show. I got to get Felix, King Felix on by about 10, 11 minutes. So let's start the show, guys. Let's get it popping. Tell me if everything's good as far as hearing me and seeing me. Let's go, baby. Shout out to Mac 1, baby. Y'all already know what it is, man. Yeah, I'm amped the fuck up, man. Steve Levine. They can go like this to my copyrights now. When I used to use other people's beats, it ain't gonna happen no more. I got a dude just delivering the goods now. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Tap in, man. Let this rock a little bit. Let me let everybody get in. Then we gonna start the show. You know how I do. I like to loosen it up in the beginning. Play first. Warm up first. Layup line. I call it the layup line. Before we start the game. Yes, sir. Yankees gotta keep balling, baby. We playing with a chip on our shoulder.
When this emotionless creation becomes the master of man, the result is catastrophic.
Okay, here we go, guys. Let's get it started. Al York Sports, the raw truth, TGI Friday. No drinking and driving is the fucking law. Y'all know what it is, man. Continue to tune in and just enjoy the moment, man. And I appreciate everybody taking time out their heavy schedule to deal with me and the shit I got to give up to y'all. Daoud Smith in the building, baby. Uzi. All right, we're going to start off. Go to YouTube, like, share, subscribe. Put your comments in. Hit the notification bell. Shout out to the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, Las Vegas, New York City, LES to the death. Nueva York, Nueva York. Shout out to my man Dwayne Beeman. Got another huge fight coming up. But like I said, we're going to cover this last fight that was stopped due to a headbutt. And he's going to give y'all everything y'all need to know about that fight. Also, Credit Fix, IG me, inbox me, email me. al.newyork@yahoo.com. Never too late to get your credit fix. Need advertisement? Hit me up and I'll hook you up. Hit me up and I'll hook you up. Need instrumentals? Go to SOS Studios at yahoo.com. Bishop Brown, or hit my man Mac 1. Jeff Gerst in the building, and open sessions and giveaways. Like I said to y'all, tell one person, the more the merrier. That's all I got to say. Now let's start the show real fast. Today is Jackie Robinson Day 2022. This is the individual that broke the color barrier 75 years ago. If you guys are not giving it up to Jackie Robinson, you shouldn't watch baseball and you shouldn't watch sports. You guys had no clue what this brother had to go through. I don't even know the half. But I know enough to know that he had to deal with all that nigga shit, all that, prejudice to the max, first class prejudice this man had to deal with, and I give him nothing but all the salute that I can give him out my body. God bless to Jackie Robinson. God bless to his family that endured all that pain. And not only that, he shined through this. He didn't only play, he represented. Salute to Jackie Robinson for breaking the color barrier. And his number 42 will always be retired on his day, which means everybody must wear 42. You see, I got the Dodger blue shit on. I'm representing them. Salute to Jackie Robinson. God bless you. Other news. I want to give another rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins. I just put a video on him. The edited version should be coming out tonight, tomorrow. Make sure y'all tap in. Sad story for the 24-year-old quarterback out of Ohio State that was playing with the Steelers when he got hit with that dump truck. I mean, you talk about tragedy, dog. The kid was about to turn it up in the NFL, working under Ben Roethlisberger, Mike Tomlin, and the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. They was about to let this guy shine sooner than later. Rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. Other news. NBA superstar Luka Doncic has no timetable on his return. Hopefully he can come back for game one. He's got a calf strain. They said he is going to play. I heard he ain't going to play. But either way, Dallas ain't going to do nothing without their superstar, Luka Doncic. Other news. Lakers finally let go Frank Vogel. You already know what happened there. You asked me, a whole bunch of furniture should be moved, not just the table. Other news. I'm going to keep pushing. Golden State Warriors need Steph Curry to show up in this series. This is one of the series here that if Curry's not 100%, Denver Nuggets and the Joker can steal the series even without Lamar Murray. So, even without Murray, who didn't play all year, if Steph's not 100%, because even at 100%, I got the Nuggets winning 2 games. So if he's not 100, they might be in jeopardy of losing this series. But if he's 100, they should be able to move to the second round. Other news. The White Sox pitcher Lucas Giolito on an injury list and recalled 2 pitchers for the minors early in the season. Giolito should be back strong. Shouldn't be an issue. Let me keep it pushing. Other news, NFL. The Indianapolis Colts just signed Stephon Gilmore. Great cornerback. 2 years, 23 M's. One thing about Gilmore, if you guys know, where he's shining in the Buffalo Bills, he's a one-on-one. Like, he could cover your best offensive player as far as receiving core all around the field the whole game. Gilmore's a beast. The thing with Gilmore is he got to be healthy and he's got to be in the right situation. I think the Colts, after re-signing McLeod, the safety, to a 2-year contract, they got Gilmore and they picked up Matty Ice and Matt Ryan. So look out for the Colts. I know Steven Islar is extremely happy because the Colts are going to make a charge, especially not making the playoffs last year. Give me a minute. This fan's killing me. Give me a minute. Shit fucking with my voice. Give me 1 minute, guys. Brian Ford in the building. I see you. Other news. Arizona Cardinals in football re-signed wide receiver A.J. Green. Huge. You need somebody that can, catch the ball, get open, a veteran, somebody of the magnitude of an A.J. Green to support DeAndre Hopkins, who's their number 1 receiver. So, I mean, you got Kirk. Kirk could do work. If he's still there, I'm not sure Kirk's is there. By my understanding, he could have went somewhere else. But Green's not a bad number 2 behind Hopkins. Nice signing by the Arizona Cardinals. Other news. Derek Carr just signed a 3-year extension worth $121.5. The Vegas Raiders are all in Derek Carr. This extension is proving it. because he got about a year or two left. Now you're giving this extension that's about 40 pieces a year. They are totally invested in Derek Carr and the fact that they picked up Devontae Adams, which should make a great tandem. It's not going to be an Aaron Rodgers-Adams tandem because Carr cannot fling the ball like Aaron. Nobody really could. But if he can be around the neighborhood, Devontae will snatch 80% of those throws come his way. So I don't know if this is the right move, but the Raiders think it is. So if you're a Raider fan, you got to support this move. 3 years, 121.5 extension. Okay, Green Bay Packers made a move. They signed veteran wide receiver Sammy Watkins, who played with Clemson Tigers back in the days. 7-year guy, 99 games, 348 receptions, 5,000 yards, 14.5. That means every time he catches the ball, it's at least 15 yards, 34 touchdowns. I'm a believer that Watkins is an underachiever coming out of Clemson, high quoted to go down, to be one of the best receivers. He hasn't really shined. Let's see if Aaron Rodgers can make him that guy that Devontae was when he was over there. Sammy Watkins got a lot of that ability, but let's see if he got his head on right. Okay, last but not least, before we get King Felix in, the Los Angeles Dodgers, a lot of people was upset the other day. Kershaw had a perfect game through 7 innings at Minnesota. This guy came to me and said, Al, why is baseball doing that? And I told him, I said, listen, due to the fact of the injuries, they monitor all the injuries. So they do this pitch counting like they did with Severino the other day. He went 65 pitches and then 83 pitches. It's unfortunate because I thought he could have got a no-hitter that day. His stuff was that electric. But due to the pitch count, they took away him getting that no-hitter, which is sad because not many people get a no-hitter, and Clayton Kershaw at 37 years old to get a no-hitter is next to incredible. But I understand what the coach did. I understand what baseball's trying to do. But back in the days, they didn't care about that pitch count stuff. But that's why a lot of guys were injured for so long. So now MLB, the teams, the doctors, they all listen to the protocols, and they just gonna take care of their players. That's why they took him out the game. Gershon, Felix, where you at? Robert Cruz, my brother, you gotta call me up like during the week, and then I could put you on the show, okay, brother? Because right now we got people lined up already. I'm gonna get you in though, but call me during the week. Let's see if we get Felix in real quick. Okay, Felix, you gotta try another way. Let me see if I can get you in through here once you logged in the beginning, because I can't get you in that way. Give me a minute. Guys, big show. You don't want to go nowhere. Felix, let's try another way, baby. I don't see your name on the thing, so I can't plug you in myself. Give me one more minute. If not, yo, Jeff, you know what to do, Jeff. If this doesn't work, you know what to do. Okay, I just invited Felix. Let's see now if we can get him in. Felix, try again. Okay, Felix, do you got the device from the last time? Jeff Gershon, come on in. Me and Felix will figure it out. Come in, Jeff, because I don't want to keep my peoples waiting. I'm waiting on you, Jeff. Let's go. All right, let me chop you in. I seen your name on the thing. Damn, you guys must have changed y'all devices, man. Give me a minute, guys. Damn, this shit really acting up today. Hold up, Jeff. Let me just try to bring you in another way. Damn, this is the last thing I needed right here was this issue to occur. I'm going to get you in. Trust me. I'm going to do everything in my power to get you, one of you guys in. Hold up, guys. We having technical difficulties. For some reason, we can't get these guys in. I got a lot of information for you guys. You guys don't want to go nowhere. Just work with us. I promise you, it's going to be worth your time. Let me see if I can get him in this way. Hold up, guys. Let me punch in Jeff Gerson real quick. Jeff, keep trying new stuff. I got to get you in, bro. Okay, Felix is trying again. Felix is saying you got to download a new app. That's not working. I'm getting real frustrated, man. I hope it ain't Facebook playing. I'm not going to point the finger yet, but I hope it ain't them playing around. Hold on, we got Jeff coming in. Shit. What up, baby?
What's up?
Everything good?
Yeah, I had to pull over. I don't know if you got my text, but I'm here.
Oh, man, you couldn't make it back in time?
You ought to see this traffic with that BTS going on.
Oh, wow. I'm glad to know that you got on. Jeff, let's get right to it. The people's are waiting. They have to go through a technical difficulty, which I hate it, because I like to give them the noise immediately. I don't like nobody waiting. I don't like waiting. Why should I make people wait?
Well, the good news is, Al,
NBA playoffs.
Hey, the good news is you got lighting today.
Okay. We got a playing game right now. Cavaliers up 71-65 in the third quarter with 7 minutes left. That game could go either way. I like the Cavs to win this game, but that could go either way. But let's talk about the other series that are ready to go. First series we're going to start off with in the Eastern Conference. Number 2 Boston Celtics versus number 7 Brooklyn Nets. As quick as we could, let's give a breakdown because we got to go through every series for these people, and we want to make them some money. Real quick, your take on this series.
I know my take's probably much different than yours and Big J's take, but I don't believe you can turn it on and turn it off. Okay? To me, all year long, the Nets have been the Clippers East. I liked them about halfway in. I'm off their radar. Boston's been the hottest team the second half. It's a revenge series for Boston, having got swept by the Nets last year. Okay? I think Boston comes in here. They're the favorite, which is another telltale sign. I like the Celtics to win this series at 6 or 7.
Okay, so you know I'm running with Brooklyn. I got a future
I know
with
you
them
are.
to come out the East, plus 380. But I'm a realistic guy. If they were playing Milwaukee, I would say I think Milwaukee's going to win the series. I think Boston's one guy away from winning it all. The acquisitions of Thies and Horford coming back to Boston is huge. I think Marcus Smart's very underrated. Tatum's an animal. But I just think too much Kyrie Irving, too much Kevin Durant. And if Patty Mills could give him anything, Curry could give him anything. I like Boston. I mean, the Nets in 6 or 7, just like you, but the opposite team. Okay, let's move on to the next series. You're going to laugh at this one because you betted against this team, I think, the last 2 weeks of the season. Milwaukee's hosting the Chicago Bulls.
This is as easy as it gets. The Bucks in 4 or 5.
Yeah. I'm agreeing with you.
And the reason why is the Bulls have proven over the course of the entire year they can't beat a top 3 team in either conference. Plain and simple. They beat Boston one time when they weren't a top 3 team, if they include the record. Chicago's in over their heads. They played well early year. Everybody caught up to what they're doing. They're not playing on all cylinders. Boston easy. Or not Boston, Milwaukee easy.
I know what you meant. I was here to correct you. Milwaukee's playing the best basketball right now in the East. That's not to say they're coming out the East, but they're playing the best ball until this moment right here. Them and the Boston Celtics. Celtics been out also. Okay, another series. I don't think this series is going to be intriguing. A lot of people do. I don't. Sixers, Raptors.
Well, this is one that I think that a lot of people like the Raptors. I'm one that does not.
A lot of people like the Raptors. Everybody I spoke to like the Sixers.
It's been all Raptors when I've seen. I'm going to tell you, the Sixers are the team to look out for. I think they got the easier road this year with the Bucks, the Nets, the Celtics, all on the other side. Okay, and I really believe here that the Sixers make it to at least the Eastern Conference Finals with Harden. And I do think they will beat Miami when the time comes. So I like Philly, and I'm going to say in 6. And they get the payback where Embiid hits a 3-point shot that goes straight up the air and goes in Game 6 in Toronto.
Kawhi Leonard, you mean?
Well, no, I'd say Embiid will hit his payback shot in Toronto.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to take an easier route. I think Sixers take care of them in 6. Toronto's got still a lot of good players in Siakam, Van Fleet, Anube, but they don't have enough for the Sixers. Harden, Embiid, Maxi's playing with a chip on his shoulder. Sixers are hungry. They haven't won since Julius Erving won one with Moses Malone. They know that. Yeah, they know the process thing didn't work. It's starting to become now or never for the Sixers. The acquisition of Doc Rivers should make a change, even though he's known to choke as a coach. Underachieving in Boston, winning 1 championship. With that unit, you should have won at least 2, 3. But I think this year, I think they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals also. I don't know if they make it to the chip, but I think they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals also. Okay, now Miami's going to play the winner of these 2 teams. Does it matter?
No, I think that it'll be Miami in 5 against either one of them.
Okay. Let's shift to the Western Conference real quick. A team a lot of people like, a lot of people are rooting for. Number 2, Memphis Grizzlies versus number 7, Minnesota. Your T-Wolves that you kind of like a little bit. Who wins this series and how many games?
Memphis has been the best team to me since about the quarter pole, the season. Right. But if you look closely at the stats, they're 2-2 against the Timberwolves. Morant only averages 20 points a game against the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves have had success. I think it's a matchup made to help the Timberwolves. I'm going to actually go on a limb here and call for the straight-up upset with the Timberwolves upsetting the Grizzlies, and I'm going to say they do it in 6 games.
Oh, wow. John Moran last year had a taste of the playoffs. None of them are really battle-tested at all, just like the T-Wolves. I'm going to say Moran gets through a series this year. I mean, they should. It's a 2 against a 7 seed. I'm not saying anything out the pocket. You are. I appreciate you having courage to say what you're saying, but I'm going to just say I'm going to say Memphis in about 6. T-Wolves probably sneak 2 games. I think Morant dominates this whole series. You said he's only been averaging 20 against them. He knows that. So he knows to take it to a next level, kind of like a Donovan Mitchell kind of level when he gets in the playoffs. I think I see a John Morant having that kind of series.
See, I think the X factor, Al, the X factor in that series is no other than Mr. Beverly himself.
Yeah.
You got some leadership, okay, that's been in there before. I think he gets underneath Morant's skin and has a big role in this series.
The refs are watching him too much. That ain't going to work no more. They know he's dirty. They're going to be watching him.
He can be as dirty as he wants to be. I'm just saying.
And he already won his playoff. The fact that he beat the Clippers was what made his year to him. He wanted to beat the Clippers more than anything. You know that and I know that. Next series, this is the really intriguing series for multiple reasons. The Warriors and the Nuggets. I heard you speak about that earlier in the week. My boy Raymond Gates spoke about that. Very important that Steph is 100% here. Because if he's not, and Denver goes inside to their bigs, especially Jokic, we can have a series that nobody's expecting, Jeff. Your take on the series and who you like.
I'll be honest with you. I think, sure, Curry is the most important player in the court. But I will say this. Poole stepped up this year, done a nice job. Okay? Thompson's starting to come into shape. He's had some big games down the stretch. I know that Curry practiced this week. I don't think it mattered if he plays game 1 or game 2.
Right.
Golden State wins this series. It'll be a hard series, but Denver's not going to win without Murray. They're not going to win without Porter Jr. Okay, your second best player is Aaron Gordon. Okay, there's plenty of guys that Golden State has to match up against. All they got to do is sit there and double team, triple team Joker and force everybody else to beat them, and they don't have enough to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Golden State's depth that they created with all the injuries the past 2 years will be the difference in this series.
Right. And like you said, a lot of them stepped up. Poole stepped up. You know what I mean? You didn't mention Wiggins at all. Wiggins had basically his best year.
Right.
So I think they got enough to get through. I would say probably 6-7 games. They ain't going to be an easy series, though, because the Joker and them's going to play. Trust me, I tell you. But I think they get by. Next series, depending how healthy Luka is, it's going to make it whether it's going to be a great series or not. Mavericks at Utah.
It's actually Utah at the Mavericks. Mavericks the 4th seed.
Yeah.
Utah
at the Mavericks.
I'm going to tell you
Fourth
this.
4th seed Dallas, 5th seed Utah. So, yeah, Utah goes to Dallas.
Luka not being healthy, or if he was being healthy, I kind of originally liked Dallas this series, but as time's gone on here, this is Utah 1 year later, okay, having been the 1 seed. They've got a chip on their shoulder. This might be their last run,
right.
Okay, as the team is. I think Utah, as you tell by the series price, as you tell by the lines, I like Utah to roll in this series. I think no Luka, okay, or a half Luka, not going to matter. I'm going to say the Jazz win this, and I'm going to go out and say they do it in 5.
Yeah, I say the Jazz in 6. I keep telling people Dallas don't have enough. They don't have that real second guy. You know, Hardaway Jr. was supposed to be that. Porzingis, when he was there, was supposed to be
Dinwiddie, Porzingis.
You know what I mean? It just never panned out. Thank God for Luka, and I know that Cuban loves the fact that he's the next Dirk Nowitzki in his eyes, whatever.
Right.
But until they get that proven second star, which I already said, I think they should go after Anthony Davis. And if they could get a healthy Anthony Davis, then you got to start taking Dallas serious. But until then, no. Utah rolls in 6. Now let's go to the other series real quick. Where I put that paper at, I just moved that paper. Give me a minute. Does it matter who Phoenix plays?
Yes, it matters.
Okay. Explain to us why.
If the Pelicans win tonight against the Clippers without George, the Pelicans will put up a decent game. They probably don't win more than 1, maybe 2.
Right.
But here's the thing: if the Clippers get there, and George's there, and somehow Kawhi comes back, it becomes a revenge series for the Clippers. It will not be easy on the Suns. So, is it a big deal tonight? Yes. And just as a bonus pick, I do like the Clippers without George to win tonight. And I think it'll be the Clippers.
Without George or without Kawhi?
Without George playing tonight against the Pelicans, I still like the Clippers. They played all year without both of them. They've already been there. I think they'll be fine.
Okay, let me ask you something. You said if Kawhi gets back, if they win this game tonight, right?
If George,
you like him in the next series against Phoenix?
I think I'm gonna put this, but I'm not gonna call for a straight up win yet. But I'm pretty damn close if they can get both of them back. I think they get one of them back. But didn't you say
earlier you don't like the stop and go stuff? That's like stop and go right there. You bring Kawhi.
But here's the difference. It's revenge. Revenge brings a little bit more out of you.
No, I agree.
And I think the Clippers, if they didn't get injured last year, would have won that series against the Suns. I agree. I think that the one team the Suns don't want to see is the Clippers. So they're very big Pelican fans tonight, I guarantee it.
Okay, so there you got it, guys. The series predictions we gave y'all. Take our lean. I like Phoenix, whoever they play. I think even with Kawhi and George, I just think it's Phoenix year. That's what I think. So it just don't make it a tough series, but I think Phoenix clears with either or. Now I'm going to name you 4 guys real quick. Who you think got the most pressure on him during these playoffs? But we got to cut the fat out the steak because we got to make sure I get time for my man Felix. What pressure does Kevin Durant has on his shoulder right now for the Brooklyn Nets?
I don't think he's got that much pressure at all because he's been injured all year. He's already won his championships. Sure, he needs to do it without being in Golden State with other stars. But, I mean, basically, he's had a team this year that had a superstar in Harden who's not really a superstar, didn't fit in. Kyrie, doing his thing with the COVID. He's been injured. The fact that they're here, says a lot about it already. I think that next year will be more of a pressure situation for Durant than it is this year. I think he's playing with house money still.
I don't think so. I see where I like how you said the injuries and the COVID, whatever. Harden not producing. I think it's a lot of pressures on Brooklyn. Remember, when he left Golden State, a lot of people still think to today he stole a couple rings over there. Not that he didn't produce, but he went to an already championship team. You being old school like me, you know that don't happen back in the days. Julius Erving just don't go jump on the Boston Celtics, especially if Boston was the one that knocked him out the prior year.
Right.
But what I will say is, I think he will produce. Durant's a great player. If he's not the best player, he's top 3 right now in the NBA in my book. So he will produce. It just depends on how far can he take him, and it's going to take Kyrie Irving to give everything he got every night. So there's pressure on Durant, but not as much because, like you said, they wasn't full deck, and they still without Ben Simmons, who might come up game 4, which I don't think he's going to do anything because it's too late to inject him in this situation. Now let's go to another name, James Harden. Same question.
I mean, James Harden is demanded a trade not once but twice now. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't play defense, been out of shape. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody say he never played defense.
They traded a lot to get him. So I mean, sure, I think if Harden fails, I mean, you might have a situation where Philly has to rebuild. So sure.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop you. Is failing not getting to the Eastern Conference? Let's say he has a great playoff run and they come up short. Would that be failing in your book for James Harden?
Well, as a coach, to me, I don't care what your stats are. All I care about is winning. What's on that score?
No, but let's say he's producing.
So if he goes out, he produces 40 points. He produces 40 points, okay, and they lose. You lose a team, you win as a team, okay?
Right. So,
yes, that is failure.
Okay.
Okay. If he went and he scores 8 points, okay, and they win, that's succeeding.
No, but they'll dog him.
Wins and loss.
They'll dog him. You know Stephen A. Smith.
Dogging. Stephen dogs everybody, but he wins. You win, your team
You don't dog me.
Period. So to me, it's all about winning. Plain and simple.
Okay, I got you. I'm gonna say he's got to show out, win or lose. They gave up a lot for him. He can't come up small. I don't want no 8-point shit. Win or lose. Show out. Win or lose, show out. But they got to win so that he could be a success trade, the big trade that they make. If they get to the Eastern Conference, I know they want more than that. I know they want to win it all. But I think, me personally, if he gets to the Eastern Conference and they battle, let's say a 7-game series and lose, I think it was a productive move because they wasn't going to get there with Ben Simmons. They were not going to get there with Ben Simmons.
They didn't want him there. He didn't want to be there.
Exactly. Okay, another player real quick. CP3. Same question.
I mean, this is the sunset of his career here. Okay, he's done everything but win a championship. Okay, not everybody gonna win a championship. I'm gonna go through every sport. There's great players and all-time greats that never won a championship. So I mean,
you
really
could thank Michael
really
Jordan
on
for
him.
You could thank Jordan for a lot of guys you're talking about.
Well, you got the 2 guys in Utah and Rain Man up in Seattle. Shit, you got Clyde Drexler. He got his title down in Houston later on, right? Dan Marino's a classic. Went to the Super Bowl the first year.
Right.
Never goes back. But no, I mean, CP3 seems to me that he's one of those guys. But to put it this way, Phoenix never ascended till Suns got CP3. They had a nice run down in the bubble.
Yeah.
Going 8-0. Didn't make the playoffs. But since CP3's been on the team, they record-wise had the best team in the NBA. So it's not all on him. I mean, to be honest with you, it really comes down to how well that front court plays and some of those role players. It's not CP3.
Right. I think Ayton's gonna have to show out, and Booker's gonna have to just try to develop a dog in him in the playoffs. He's too finesse for me. He's gotta want it, Jeff. You know what I mean about wanting it. Kind of like the way John Morant plays the game. But some people you can't convert, especially overnight.
No.
But let me tell you something. Donovan Mitchell is a different man in the playoffs. So if he can do that, I'm figuring Booker could do that. But if he doesn't play with no dog in him, I don't think they can win it all. If he does, I think they got their heart broken. I think they got enough experienced pieces picking up Biyombo. They got the other kid, Crowder, who always does what he's supposed to do. They got McGee coming up the bench.
Cameron Johnson, I love on that team. Cameron Johnson,
exactly.
North Carolina. But the X factor is DeAndre Ayton. Basically didn't get the contract. Big guys got to step up to get paid.
Yeah,
that's
and he's been developing. Thanks a lot to CP3, who's been helping him develop. And he would tell you himself, like he did in an interview, that CP3 got his game better. Okay, last but not least, Jimmy Buckets of the Miami Heat. Same question.
I don't know. I mean, Buckets doing all right off the court. With all the females he's been getting. So but no, I tell you what, Buckets has never been the top dog. In Chicago, he really liked the role. Same thing with the Timberwolves, didn't fit with the young pups. Same thing in Philly. He was great in Philly. Probably they should not have let him go. Should have paid the man. But down in Miami, I mean, they're a deep team. They have many levels of scores. I don't think there's a lot of pressure on him because of the way they operate the team in Miami. It's more spread the ball around. But I will say this, the pressure will be on Buckets in the last 5 minutes of ball game. They do look to Buckets to close it out. So, yeah, he's got some pressure closing games out in the end. When they get down to that point, he is the man that way. But, the first 43 minutes of a game, I mean, they're very team-oriented. So I'd say less pressure on him.
Yeah, I still think Miami's fool's gold. I mean, they need a big man to me. I like Adebayo, but he's not your actual big man. He plays big, but he's not an actual big man. Buckets is not a superstar. He's just an all-star to me. They're paying him superstar money, but he's not a superstar. You know that. Well, I know that. He don't carry himself as a superstar either.
Well, the key to Miami, and you know this as it is, they've got to shoot over 40% from the three-point line.
Correct.
With Tyler Hero with Robinson, et cetera. None. Right. He's played a little bit. He's been, giving some, quality minutes off the bench. But really, it's about how well does Miami shoot and how well do they defend.
So Buckets, there's no pressure on.
I don't think so.
Oh, I think he's got to show Miami why they gave him that contract. He's going to have to show up to me. But that should be nothing. If he plays hard and delivers, that'll be showing up. And, of course, being the number one seed, you got to at least clear at least a round or two. Because then you really fool's gold if you get bumped in the first round. Okay, so listen, buddy. Stay put. I'm going to try to get Felix in. If not, we're going to cover the NFL draft and a couple other topics we got. So stay put, okay, brother?
All right, boss.
Okay. Okay, Felix, I'm going to try to wheel you in. Let me see if I can get Felix Chicino in here. If he's still around. He probably got mad and said, F it. He said, F it. I'm going to try to get him in, guys. If I can't, me and Jeff will close it up. You know how we do here. A lot of more stuff for you guys. But let me give Felix all the opportunity I could. I knew it was going to be an issue because he's not in Jersey. He went to New York, and we always have issues when we go there. Okay, I don't think we're able to get him in. I don't see him. We're going to go back to Jeff Gerson. Jeff, just do what you just did. Let's get you back on, buddy.
Long time no
welcome
see.
back, buddy. Give you some overtime. Okay, real quick, NFL draft. Supposed to be a really good one. Next year is even better from what I'm hearing. But
Well,
this year's not shabby at all.
I'm pumped about the draft. I mean, have you seen Las Vegas Boulevard? They've already drained the fountain over at the Bellagio. They're setting up the stage. They're going to shut her down and bring everybody over into the link area. So it's going to be a pretty sweet 3 days over here for the NFL draft in Vegas here in less than 2 weeks.
Yep. Real quick, I'm going to name you some names on the draft that's supposed to be really, really good. And then you just tell me where you think they might wind up at. It's wide receiver top heavy on the draft. From Jordan Davis to Christian Watson, Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Traylon Burks, Chris Olave, and a lot of more guys. Let me go to the quarterbacks real quick. Kenny Pinkett, Malik Willis, Desmond Ridder. Then you got the edge rushers and Hutchinson, Thibodeau. You got Trayvon Walker, defensive lineman, Amar Gardner, quarterback, edge Jermaine Johnson, safety Kyle Hamilton. Now, real quick, I'm going to name you a couple teams. Where you think they going? The Green Bay Packers obviously need some receivers. But do they just go there or they split those 2 first-round picks, Jeff?
They're definitely going to split the 2 first-round picks because one player they lost that's been under the radar was the pass rusher Smith.
Yep.
The Kansas City. And
Minnesota
pass rushers, right. Pass rushers are harder to find than receivers. Okay, so I put a premium on a pass rusher. Now, where they're drafting, they're probably looking at some of those guys, like, for example, the kid out of Utah, Lloyd, is that area. You got, some of the defensive linemen, if you want to go that direction, from Georgia, Wyatt, the big boy Davis, who I'm in love with. I call him Snack. Everybody gets Snack, and boy, you shut that running game down. So I think that first pick will not be a receiver, and they've shown not to go receiver first round.
First pick, they're going defense.
They got to go defense first pick because the receivers are going to be there.
I mean, the picks are kind of right next to each other. I think you get the best receiver on the board. You just picked up Sammy Watkins, a crafty veteran. I think you got to get one. You got to get one of those top receivers that's available. Jameson, Olave, Wilson.
I don't think any of those receivers. Hey, Al, I don't think any of those receivers are going to start going to outside the top 10, and it might not even be close to 15. And they're going to pick 3 picks later, the way they got this set up. But the thing is, those defensive players are going to fly off the board this draft.
Right. Now, I believe in you if, let's say the Packers are up, and there's like 5 receivers left. Oh, yeah, they'll go defense first. But I think if it's only 3 receivers left, they're going to have to get the best available receiver.
If I was Green Bay, okay, I'm picking one of those defensive players unless your number 1 wide receiver's on the board. And the only guy I think who the number 1 wide receiver on the board is Jameson Williams out of Alabama who got hurt. And if Jameson Williams is not there, you have to take a defensive player and come back and take somebody else down there.
So even if Garrett Wilson and Olave is right there for the taking, you ain't taking them?
Nope. I'm going to take the defensive player. You're probably going to get a shot at one of those 2 guys in 3 picks because in between your picks, you have the Saints who are probably going quarterback and the Steelers who go a couple different ways, but they're probably not going that way either.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, I don't think any other receivers are going except maybe to New Orleans, but I think they're going to go the quarterback there first.
I think they're going receiver. I think they got Winston, and they talking about getting Mayfield. I don't know how that's going to happen, but I heard they want to get a receiver. So they're going
to get a receiver, but Aaron Rodgers makes anybody better. Yeah. If they had to go somebody outside Jameson Williams, the best route runner is Olave out of Ohio State. But the kid to look out for, this is a typical Green Bay Packer pick, okay, is not taking him in the first round, but coming back and taking the Watson kid out of North Dakota State. They ran the 4.25 the combine, okay? That's the kind of guy that you always see the Packers go for. So I think some way Christian Watson finds his way up into that Lambeau there, and that's a typical Packer receiver.
Okay, now let's go Kansas City Chiefs. They got 2 picks in the first round. Do they go defense? Do they go wide receiver? Do they go linebacker? What do they do?
Well, where the Kansas City's picking in the draft, I think the value, okay, is to sit back and see what falls in their hands.
You got to get a receiver, though, right or wrong?
You
almost have to get. You lost Tyreek Hill. You have
right,
to get a receiver.
Right, but there's still plenty of veterans out there, too. Don't forget that. So
you want an elite college receiver right now.
Where Kansas City, if they go down that road, okay, I think they're looking at Daxon Hill out of Michigan, who can play both ways at cornerback, or one of those 2 guys out of Washington, Gordon, and the other one, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Those are the kind of guys that fit their bill, kind of the Tyrone Matthew type setting. But can be slot, can go play safety, but they need to replace Matthew. He was a quarterback of that defense, so I think that's one spot they could go. Or they could also, one of those picks, go with, for example, if the kid from Purdue, Karlaftis, falls down, and he was supposed to be a top 5 or 10 pick. He still had the good metrics, but has fallen down because other people moved up. You're getting a value pick out of Karlaftis out of Purdue if he goes to Kansas City.
Okay, that makes sense. And last but not least, I just picked 3 teams. We don't have enough time for me to go through the whole NFL team, 32 teams, whatever. So I just picked 3 teams that I thought were very interesting. And last but not least, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do they get a quarterback here, Jeff? Or what do they do?
I can tell you, as out of all of the 32 teams in the NFL, the Steelers have been the most well-represented at every one of these quarterbacks' pro days, going to the combine, doing their due diligence. That's the report, okay? I think that where Pittsburgh's looking at is, I think obviously the kid from Liberty, it'd probably be their A pick, but they don't think he's going to be around. I think if he doesn't fall past 12, they're not going to be able to trade up to get him. So I think the sleeper pick that they're looking at is 1 or 2 players. Ritter out of Cincinnati, who's a winner, very similar style. And the kid is probably going to end up being the best quarterback in this class, in my opinion, is Sam Howell out of North Carolina. He actually did not have, the last year, the weapons around him at North Carolina to do what he did the first 2 years. He still kept him in there. Howell's the best pure passer. He's got that Brett Favre attitude, okay? With the weapons around him, he may be the best of the whole group.
Right, so you're not impressed with Kenny Pickett?
Kenny Pickett's hand size is going to be a concern in the NFL. The way as these defensive players have learned how to strip, okay? And I know Pickett was in the building for them. It's just going to be a problem. And I don't think Pickett's going to get past Carolina anyway.
You remember what happened to the Steelers the last time they passed up on a college Pittsburgh quarterback, right?
Dan Marino.
I don't think they want to experience that again. I think if Pickett is there, they're going to go get him.
I think Sam Howell is the better quarterback.
Okay. Now we got approximately 7 minutes. I'm going to throw you a curveball. I'm going to give you a topic that you were not expecting. Little out the box, a little Al York out the box question.
By the way, the coach here doesn't have trouble with the curve.
What was that?
I said this coach doesn't have trouble with the curve.
All right, let's go, baby. We're going to talk about a baseball player right now that's still active. I had a big conversation on my page. I got a couple of old guys that believe this guy is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. And like I say, opinions are like anos. Everybody got one. So I'm not mad that they don't agree with me. I just not taking the information they giving me. It's not moving me why he shouldn't be a first ballot. And the individual I'm talking about is the catcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, your St. Louis Cardinals, Yadier Molina. Now, I don't want you to be biased with this. This is why I didn't want to bring this up to you. This question was more for Felix because he's one of them that disagrees with me, and I kind of wanted that, that disagreement kind of talk on my show. Does Molina get in first ballot in your book? And I know you don't got the information in front of you, but this is the guy you should have a lot of that up here because you follow this team all day. Is he first ballot? If he is or not, explain to my viewers why.
If there ever was, to me, a first ballot Hall of Famer, it's Yadier Molina. But as an outsider looking in, they can say he didn't hit. But here's what I'm going to put up to people. You have a guy, I'm going to compare Yadier Molina to Ozzie Smith. Okay? Everybody, they turn on the Sports Center every day to watch the highlights. They're there to see the home run. They're here to see the gaudy stats. Okay? Hey, this guy put up this stats, so. Well, here's what you don't see. Yadier Molina probably is good for 125 to 150 saved runs a year. To me, that's a defensive RBI.
Right.
Okay? On top of that, the Cardinals never go out and sign really any named pitchers. And they get guys from Japan, down in Puerto Rico, bring these guys in, not really heralded people, rookies, you know what I'm saying? And if they come in there and never miss a beat. The guy has a way of calming down the pitchers. He's a leader. I mean, I'll tell you this, he's probably a future manager of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Facts.
Okay, at some point in time. Okay? Now, with that being said, let's look at him offensively. Like Ozzie, okay, both
he's a lot better hitter than Ozzie, though. I don't like the comparison. I mean, I know the comparison makes sense because Ozzie didn't hit and made the Hall of Fame. Yadier is a way better clutch hitter than Ozzie Smith. And he's got a couple years that he hit pretty good.
Well, the only reason why Felix said he's not a first-team Hall of Famer.
Because he's not hitting like Pudge Rodriguez or one of those guys.
Well, no, he's just bitter because Yachty hit the big home run in the 9th inning back in 2006. And then NLCS in Game 7. That's why he's upset with Yachty.
Yachty got
he took his Mets right out of there, and then you had Wainwright come in and freeze Beltran on the curveball.
Right.
That's why he's bitter because he beat him. Plain and simple.
Right.
Okay? But the fact of the matter is, in any capacity, okay, if there has to be a fight, if there needs to be a beanball situation, going back to Johnny Cueto with the Reds.
You got less than a minute. I want to get in. Less than a minute.
The Cubbies came in and disrespected St. Louis. Yachty steps up. There is not a better person. He is to the Cardinals, but Derek Jeter is the Yankees. They had the same discussion. Plain and simple, first team in Hall of Fame.
I love that. There's a thing called the intangibles. There's a thing that's called doesn't show up on the paper. That's what Yadier does.
Mm-hmm.
His game calling is so impeccable. You don't see that on paper. He takes mediocre pitchers and makes them very good pitchers. You can name me probably 7 right off the head if you wanted to. Not only that, he's a counselor. He took that young boy Martinez that wants to fight every game. And he talks to him. He goes out. He controls him. He does stuff, like I said, that doesn't pop up, and he does it great. Not to mention his arm, his defense, where he sets up at. He knows hitters' weaknesses, exactly where their weaknesses. That stuff doesn't pop up, Jeff, when you look in the computer and you are a numbers guy.
Nope.
That's why I told these numbers guy, you got to judge this guy different. He's a different animal. Like Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman to go 2 games without scoring a point. But he's checking your best guy. He's putting picks the whole game. He's activating your best player.
I'm gonna tell you, this is the way I would describe it. When I put my teams together, okay, my best teams,
1 minute.
Real quick, okay, I'm looking for talented players. I'm not looking for the best player. I'm looking for my player. You understand what I'm saying by that? You look at the Angels out there, they're a collection of superstars that can't even be a 500 team because they're not winners. They're not winners. I want a winner. I want somebody who's willing to sacrifice your stats for the betterment of the team and do your job.
He's a winner.
That's what he does. He's not a prima donna. And why do you think? I'll tell you what Molina did was ingenious, because when Pujols left, he could have left too 2 years later. He took and signed immediately. There's no riffraff. There's no. I had a dream and God came to me, as Pujols did, And Pujols knows it. Pujols will be a Hall of Famer. He could be the all-time legend.
10 seconds.
So I can tell you this: you need players that play a role, not a superstar. Period.
He's in first ballot to me. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not biased. I don't even like the Cardinals. Yes, I like Molina because I like what I've seen of him. Die-hard one-guy team, makes everybody better, would sacrifice himself for the team could win.
And if I could have 5 seconds here, I know you got to get off and get your drawing. Yeah. But you notice my hat here. I do have a Cardinal hat, but it's not a St. Louis Cardinal hat. It's a Louisville Cardinal hat. And I noticed when we were talking today that someone's mom popped up on the thing. Let's say who'd have to A.J. Benelis and his mom, Amy. Alex actually got traded in the Renfro trade, Jackie Bradley to Boston. And that's the kid to look out for, guys. A.J. Benelis of Boston. Even though I hate Boston, I became a Boston fan as soon as I got A.J.
No doubt, no doubt. And you've been always representing them. Jeff, great job as always. I'm mad that my boy Felix couldn't come in, but you hold the spot down like always. We're going to talk sooner than later, big man. Enjoy your night. No drinking and driving. It's the effing law, buddy.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay, brother. Good job, Jeff.
All right.
Okay, guys. You got it, baby. You got predictions, baseball, NFL draft, all that. Sorry, King Felix couldn't come through. We'll get him next week when he's back in Jersey. Give me a minute. Here go the giveaways, guys. Good luck to everybody. Got about less than 5 minutes to try to get this done. 1 through 20, round 2, guys. Let me put it where everybody can see it. 1 through 20, good luck to everybody. I'm going to give y'all a summary, too, right after. Let me hope a commercial don't pop up, because they've been sneaking in commercials on me. Yeah, here we go. We rocking. We rocking. Jackie Robinson, baby. Jackie Robinson Day. You got to salute the OG, man. Nobody had it harder than Jackie Robinson in the world of sports. Remember that. That guy played with prejudice, was at the highest, and delivered. You gotta love that guy. Number 42, Jackie Robinson. Okay, here we go, guys. 1 through 20, round 2, let the best person win. Here we go, they're all marinated. They're all marinated. We got a winner. You see it right there, baby. We got a winner. I can't control these balls, so if somebody repeats the win, there's nothing I can do. Number 20. Number 20. Gotta be my boy, Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter. I think that's his first second round win. Maybe 2. I gotta look it up. Hannibal Lecter is your round 1 winner. Let's go to round giveaway number 2. Number 20 is the winner for giveaway 1. I like that we got, we're calling new names. I love new names because that keeps everybody wanting to come in. Nobody want to hear the same names, but these guys got good luck. There's nothing you can do. I was calling Raul and Miss Chess name like every week and Ghost. Nothing you can do. 21 through 40, guys. Listening to that West Coast flow, baby. You know what it is. Okay, 21 through 40. Giveaway 2. Round 2. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm marinating it, baby. I gotta get all that sauce to the chicken. I gotta flip that chicken upside down, stab it up, marinate it all so every piece is marinated. Here we go. Here we go with another 2. We got a winner. 1 more. We got a winner. I know you see it. Let me back this up a little bit. Number 24. 24. We got Rob Cruz, baby. First time he ever played, he wins for the first time. Rob Cruz went with the Ken Griffey Jr. number. Salute to Rob Cruz, baby. This is the max in heaven, baby. Now you gonna mess with us forever, dog. It took you one time to win and you won, baby. Let's get started, baby. Hold on, give me a minute. Give me a minute, guys. Let me mark this down. 20 and 24. Okay, let me shut this down. Give y'all a quick summary. Okay, guys. Felix Casino, we couldn't do nothing this week. There's always next week. Next week, 2 weeks in a row, you had situations to stop you from coming on. So shit happens. That's the best way I can put it. But we covered Jackie Robinson Day. We covered the rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins, a lot of NFL signings, trades, etc. NBA playoffs. Jeff did a great job in that. Players with a lot of pressure during these playoffs. The NFL draft. I gave about 3 teams that, that need some key elements and key parts to make their teams better. There's a lot of teams, but I only chose 3. And then we touched up on Yadier Molina. Me and Sportsbook Jeff agree that he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I know I'm not biased. Y'all know I keep it all the way 100. I got my reasoning. The guy's the truth, man. The guy's, like I said, you got to look at his intangibles, not just his numbers. There's a lot of stuff he does that is not on paper. Like the fact of maintaining these young kids, developing them almost like a pitching coach, but as a catcher. You know what I'm saying? TGI Friday. Thank you guys for tuning in. Congratulations to number 20 on giveaway 1, Hannibal. Giveaway 2, Rob Cruz. Freshly picked. Guy just came on, already won. I like to see that. That gives people the ability to want to continue to stay on and keep playing. Thank you guys for tuning in. No drinking and driving. Be careful over the weekend. Make smart decisions. I got a couple videos coming out. Look out for the Dwayne Haskins rest in peace video. It should be coming out any day. My editor's working on it. I love you guys. Continue to believe in the best sports duo in the world. I'm here for y'all. I got all the meds that you guys need. All the sick sports people, I got all the meds for y'all. And with that, Al York Sports, the raw truth. I love you guys.